Very good evening to all of you. I'm happy to see that already more than 500 people are actually joined on time. So I'm so happy to see a good number, a bunch of people are actually waiting to learn the Excel in 30 minutes and become a data analyst and earn up to 20 lakhs per annum. So I'm thankful that you guys have joined in. It's 6 p.m. right now, so we are on time. So before I start, guys, I just wanted to check if you guys can see me or hear me properly. Then please comment down in chat section that yes, you can see me or hear me well. Then I will start this particular webinar. All right. So let's get started, guys. Just comment down the chat section that if you guys can see me or hear me well. That's really very important. So I'm just waiting for others to respond. Okay, so I can see yes has started coming. People can see me and hear me well. Perfect. And one very quick questions. Are you comfortable in English? The poll is on your screen. Just let me know English or Hindi, whatever it is. So the poll is on your screen. Just let me know that which language comfortable are you in. So I can see 97% people are comfortable and 95% people are comfortable. That's perfect. That's perfect. All right, guys, let's get started because in this particular masterclass, I'm going to make sure that you're going to learn maximum thing and you're going to get a better advice in terms of decision making if you are the person wanted to become a data analyst, and if you are the person have ambition to earn up to 20 lakh or even more, you'll get that in this particular masterclass for sure, because we have an amazing guest speaker. She's a data scientist at PayPal right now, and she has also worked in Microsoft, so she has a proven record. Her guidance will definitely gonna make sure that if you will apply in your life, definitely you're gonna make big out of it. So, and the best part is it's totally free. So make the most of it. I would request everybody to watch till the end. Let's get started. My name is Amir Akhtar, guys, and I'm a career consultant. I have helped more than 200 plus people in finding a job in IT as a data analyst, and I'm a content creator too. Here's my Instagram link. If you want to get in contact with me, you can DM me, text me for anything. I will be available to help you out 24/7 related to your career questions, coding invaders questions, or anything. If you're hesitant or if you're feeling shy, you can text me anything, anytime. I would love to help you out in your career guidance for sure. And I have total 5 years of experience in edtech, and I can much better relate with you because I have dealt with more than 200 plus people. So I exactly understand what sort of myths you have, what sort of misconception your conception you have, what sort of the challenges you are facing, what sort of comfort zone you are in, why you are hesitating, what exactly needs to be taught so that you can become a successful data analyst. So I can relate with you guys. So keep your questions ready because in this particular master class, I'm going to have a Q&A session with the people, data scientists as well. All right. So we're going to discuss every single question as well. All right. Moving on, let me know about you first of all. So before I start this particular masterclass, I have to understand you well. So can you guys just tell me that what exactly your age is and from which city you guys are? That will clearly help me to understand your idea about from which city and what exactly age is. The more better age demographics I will understand, the more better webinar I will derive it for you. So I can see 64% people are basically in 20 to 30, and the rest 21 are below 20. That's perfect. All right, I've got a pretty much understanding. Chennai, Bangalore, Coimbatore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Bareilly, Tamil Nadu, Tamil, Faridabad. That's perfect. That's perfect. It means the people are all from all across the India. I'm super excited for it. But yes, I do have some surprises for all of you. So as you have seen the advertisement and I talked about the surprises to all the people who will be watching till the end, I'm going to start one contest where I will give away one premium data analyst course of Coding Invaders, which promises job guarantee, that too for 100% free to one of you, one lucky person. So to participate in that contest, the link is there in the chat section. I have pinned the link as well. You have to just fill it and you have to fill all the questions. All right. And in just after 30 minutes, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show my Excel sheet where all of you have entered your detail. And I'll choose one random person and I'll enroll him into a job guarantee batch of a data analyst in a Coding Invaders. So one person out of you is watching, because right now I'm telling you more than 600 people are watching right now, but only serious people will stay till the end. So if you are a serious person, please fill it. If you're serious about your career, if you want to try this out, So watch it till the end, because we're going to have an amazing question and answers, an amazing masterclass with a PayPal data scientist who also worked in a Microsoft. So we're going to discuss every single thing from scratch to an advanced level and get an idea that how exactly we can also make money like her. So we're going to discuss a lot more thing. So if you're serious, the link is there in the chat section. Go fill it up. I will give you 2 minutes of time, guys. I'm not going anywhere. I'm giving you 2 minutes of time. The link is there in the chat section. Go fill it up, because just after 30 minutes, I'm going to share my screen. Choose one random person. I'll enroll him right away in front of you in a job guarantee batch for this masterclass. And that person who will be winning this premium data analyst courses will be getting a written job guarantee agreement. If not placed, then you will be refunded 100%. And nothing you have to pay for sure. So this is the beauty of this particular course, that everything is written and written. So if you will complete and follow every single structure, for sure you will be 100% placed, because we have 93% of placement record. All right. So assurance will be there. So after 6.5 months, you will be the person who can dream big. You're the person who will be like, selecting the offer letter from 5 other offers. So there's too many things. All right. So let's see who is that lucky guy can get this premium data analyst course of a coding invaders, that too for free. So the link is there in the chat section, guys. Go fill it up. Let me see how many people have already participated. So I can see that the link is coming. People are filling it up. So I'm giving you 1.5 minutes of time, guys. Can you guys just comment down in the chat section that you have done? So I will start this masterclass, all right, without wasting any more time. So just let me know in the chat section that Amir, it's done. Then I will just start this masterclass, so that nobody should be missed for this particular contest. So I'm just waiting for others to respond in the chat section that yes, if you are done, let me know, because I can see a good bunch of people have actually joined, I guess. So you have to enter your name, email number, and your highest qualification and English level. That would be best. Perfect. So I can see, so we have 700 people actually watching right now. So I guess we can expect more than 700 for sure, whoever is participating in this contest, because this contest has a special opportunity that, whoever will be watching till the end, one person going to make this premium data analyst course of coding invaders, that too for free, and can achieve big in the life for sure, just out of 6.5 months, because we do this very rarely, and this is the first time that we are implementing it. So I'm sure that is going to be an amazing thing for all of you. So don't miss it, guys, because if you're getting this such a premium thing for free, don't miss it. All right, it just hardly takes 1 or 2 minutes. Go fill it up, let me know. So I can see a bunch of people are already saying done, ready. Yes, perfect. A huge traffic is came. Too many people are participating. That's really amazing. Perfect. So if you haven't registered, please register it, because I will keep on sharing this link to you again and again. All right, in the between also. And just after 30 minutes, we're going to have a Q&A session. After Q&A session, I will share my screen and show one person who will be winner. All right, I'll choose randomly in front of you. All right, so let's get started without wasting any more time. So why we are doing this particular masterclass? In the support of our data analyst courses from Coding Invaders. The best part about our courses, it's 80% practical. We have 1,500 plus assignments, 10 real projects, which actually makes you industrial relevant, so that you can crack the interviews and crack the highest paying jobs. You will get mentorship, career centers, and 100% job guarantee, which I will explain you how we are giving 100% job guarantee. So for that, you need to stay till the end. And 93% of the students are actually are placed in our batches. So that's the best part. If I give you an idea about the Coding Invaders, basically, so Coding Invaders is a platform which transform non-IT people into IT to earn more than 5 lakh. And if I talk about the average package, it is 7.5 lakh. Highest is 36 lakh. All right. 22,000 students are already studying with us. 100 plus company train their employee with us. And whoever have done our courses have got 30 to 400% of a salary hike in their career. And you can be the one. All right. That's the best part about the Coding Invaders. To all the people who's asking about the course price, who just wanted to join directly, then there's a special offer right now going on. We have dropped 43% of discount right now in our job guarantee batch. And that is 7,100 rupees per month, just only for 24 hours. If you will be registering within 24 hours of this particular webinar, then only for that. The link is there in the chat section. And if you will register after 24 hours, then the price will become 7,490. So don't miss it, guys. It's very clear. Placement guarantee is there. And industrial experts are involved. So yes, if you think that your luck will not come in this particular contest, you can still join this job guarantee batch, and in this particular pricing, and this pricing is exclusively only for 24 hours. Let's move on. So let's get it started, guys. And yes, the contest we are running right now, it's this contest is free. One of you can win this totally in free. All right, so don't miss this part. Now let me understand that why exactly you joined this particular masterclass. So number one reason is, if you have joined without any goals, you can click on number one. If you joined because you want to study and looking for the courses, well, in that case you have to click on number two. And number three is, if you're already studying and looking to expand your horizon, well, in that case you have to click on number three. So the poll is there on your screen. Let me know what exactly your intention is, so that accordingly I can derive the webinar which can turn out to be the bestest. Okay, bestest session for all of you. All right, so I can see wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. 64% people are actually wanted to enter into IT and looking for the courses, and 20% people are already sitting, and only 14% people are actually just joined for no reason. So no worries, guys. I've got an understanding. I will make sure that you're going to learn everything from scratch. So what exactly you're going to learn today? So you're going to learn what exactly this Excel functions. Let's suppose you become a data analyst, what exactly the function of Excel you're going to use? What is the main use of Excel in this data analyst profession? Why it is the most in demand? You'll understand that. Second, you will understand how to build a pivot tables, chart, and dashboard exactly like a data analyst they do. Like, you're going to understand this exactly from the person who is actually worked into Microsoft and now working in PayPal. And do you know the best part about the PayPal? Who founded the PayPal? Do you know who founded the PayPal? So PayPal was founded by Elon Musk. All right. So it's a very interesting thing that we have bought an expert who is actually working into Elon Musk company. Don't you think it's a good thing, right? So we're going to discuss that also. What exactly skills, apart from Excel, you have to learn to become a good data analyst, right? So that is also you're going to learn. So these are the key pointers you're going to learn in this particular masterclass. Now we are heading to start this particular masterclass. I'm giving you a small reminder once again. Just after 30 minutes, this contest is going to end. The link is in the chat section. In this particular contest, if you will fill it up just after Q&A session, I'm going to share my screen and choose one random person and enroll in front of you into a job guarantee batch of a data analyst of coding Invaders, that too for free, which promises 100% job guarantee. So you can win this premium course, that too for free. The link is in the chat section. Let's get started. Please welcome our guest speaker, Neha Jain. Hi, Neha. Are you here?
Yeah, hello Amir, am I audible?
Yes, you are very much audible, and we are very much excited and happy to see you. You can already see the people are commenting already that please start the session, because I
Yes.
have told them very clearly that you are working in PayPal, which is founded by Elon Musk. So that's really nice. So I will just shut my mouth, and I would want that you can just tell your journey to all these people so that they can find it more relevant and dream like you.
Sure. So, hello everyone. Thanks for joining first of all, and I'm happy to share my learnings with all of you. So, let me tell you a bit about myself. I'm Neha Jain, and I'm currently working as a data scientist at PayPal. Prior to this, I was working at Microsoft. And if I talk about my journey, I started my journey with a tier 3 college and graduated in 2019. Then I started my journey as a data scientist at To The New, which is a mid-sized service based company, so to say, based out of Noida. So, with my dedication and effort, I tried to make a shift from a service based company to a product based company. And now, after spending some years at Microsoft, I've now shifted to data as a data scientist at PayPal. So that's it. So there would be many of you from a non-IT background or from a tier 3 college who would be doubting that whether they can ever make into a product-based company. So yes, definitely if you have the determination to learn the skill sets required for whatever domain you are passionate about, be it a data analyst or a data scientist, definitely you are going to like proceed towards your dream job.
Thank you so much for this motivation and for giving us a validation that we can do it. So we will dig in more and understand that how it is possible. But just wanted to know from you exactly that you have a very great journey,
Mhm.
and I guess you started your journey from the company To The New. To The
Yeah.
New is a startup.
So it's not a startup. Basically, it's a mid-size based service-based company. Mid-size service-based company.
Okay, okay. Now, one question comes in, which I looking at your whole qualification. So you graduated from, I guess, a normal private college. Correct me if I'm
Yes,
wrong.
yes,
So,
normal,
so,
right.
so, is it? So people usually say that if I have to get hired into Microsoft, PayPal, or Google, I need to be
Mhm.
from a tier one college. Is it correct?
No, that's what I mentioned at the start of my introduction. So there will be many of the students over here or professional or candidates who would be from a non-IT background or from a tier 3 college. So there's no foundation. Like if you have the determination and willing to learn the skill set, then definitely you are going to make it. Just a bit, you have to put some extra efforts what others are putting into their journey, and you will definitely be on that path. And that's it.
Perfect. Perfect. So was that journey easy or tough for you?
Uh, Not easy for sure. If it would have been easy, then everyone would have been that at that position in that case. So definitely, you will have to put some extra efforts to be on top of the other person, other people around you. So definitely, it was not. But again, like if you have the right guidance
Mhm.
provided that has been, if there's someone to guide you and you have like a structured path, so to say, then definitely you can make to it.
Understood. 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 Now, one curious question I have in my mind that you did computer science, so people must be thinking that okay, you did computer science, that why it was maybe easy for you. But these people, sometimes majority of them, is not free from computer science. So, if I'll ask you one simple question that whatever you studied in your engineering, all right, like the first semester, second semester, whatever the tools you studied, whatever the subjects you had, when you exactly came into the market, the actual
Mhm.
reality. So, what percentage you felt that it is relevant to your syllabus? I mean, the exact thing that is going on in the market, and what exactly you studied. So, how much percent would you give on that basis that this our college syllabus is relevant to our actual market?
Okay, if I say in terms of percentage, I would say uh, like there are some concepts that are useful, but like majority of it, at max 20 to 30% of the skills are only relevant, which are being taught at the colleges and which are being applicable in the careers, like in your corporate life. So when I started my journey back in 2019 from a professional career, so at that time, big data, machine learning, data science was very new concepts, and no one knew. Even no one taught these skills in the colleges as well. We had no subjects, nothing, no reference at that point of time. But like since I had the determination, so I was always curious to know about latest technologies, what are going to be in the trend, like few years after, and like this kind of a journey I want to. So big data very fascinated me very much. So when I got to know about big data, then I thought to know like what can be done with the help of data when we collect the data. Then data science came into the picture, and that's how I was able to connect the dots. And by when I was about to start the career, it was like I had some basic knowledge at least about each of the section, and I got fortunate enough to be as a data scientist only at the to the new, wherein I got to explore and work on real life projects, so to say. So I my all the learnings were mainly on the job. Okay, but now we are privileged. I think at this time we are very privileged. Now everyone knows what is data science, what is machine learning, at least a rough understanding everyone has without ever Googling about that. Okay, and also now there are many companies like which are providing a structured courses, and we have many mentors present who can guide us on the same path. So I think with these all these facilities available to us, I think we can, no matter whether you're from IT background, you can definitely make into this.
Understood. So you mentioned that 22 to 25% we said that
Yeah.
is matching. So
Yes.
the rest 78 to 80% you worked hard with yourself, you upskilled
Yes.
yourself, you
Exactly.
see you reached out to your seniors, you took
Yeah.
help and you worked hard. So if 80% is our effort, so we can clearly justify the fact that if even I'm not from a computer science background, I can make it. That's a correct logic, right?
Yes. Not so it can just have that clear idea. Your target should not be only product based company. Your target should be to get into the data domain job. Okay. So if you are only targeting for the companies, specifically product based companies, so probably you might get ending. You might not get that at the very first point of time. But if you like start and have the determination to at least start your journey in the data domain as a data analyst, no matter whether it's a startup or a mid-size based company. See, my journey, I also started from mid-size based company only. Okay,
Hmm.
then with some years of experience working on a real life projects, and then additional skill set that help you to land into a product based company in that case, and from there your actual journey starts.
Understood, understood. Got it. Perfect. I've got a pretty much understanding. Now let's get started. Now coming to the most important part, that what basically this Microsoft Excel is, and what exactly the regular task a data analyst do to use it basically. So you have worked in Microsoft, so you can better explain this particular product. It's your own product. So yeah.
Sure. So what happens basically, whenever we are given a project, whenever we are given any projects to work on data, we get a sample of data. Okay. Now based on that data, we have to perform some analysis and provide some insights so that final business can take some decisions. Okay. So every company which provides the data is very sensitive about their data. Okay. So at the first shot, they will not be giving all the data that is present. Okay, so in that case they provide the sample, and then based on that sample of data you will have to, like, you get an idea like what kind of data you will be getting. So you will have to probably clean that data, so no data is as clean so that you can use it directly. So sometimes you will have to remove duplicates, add, do some fixing, let's say fix the date type format in that case. Okay, then do some transformations as well. Let's say if you are given, let's say if you are given column A and column B, okay, let's say what all how many products the company sold, and what is the selling price of each of the product. So in that case you will have to perform additional functionality to get the total sales for that particular, on that particular day, because you have just the unit sold and the selling price of just one unit. Okay, so that's how data transformation comes into picture. Then is the data analyst, the data analysis part. So now what happens is numbers are that not readable that much. So in that case we basically make use of charts to like improvise and make the thing catchy, so that the leadership team who are from the non-technical background can directly look at the visuals and can come up to a decision. Okay, so data analysis and data visualization fall into similar part, wherein we just have to select the charts representing the problem statement, and when we combine multiple charts into a single thing or single sheet, that refers to as a dashboard creation part. So that is, so so Microsoft Excel is a basic version, but it's a very powerful tool, since it's a very important factor when it comes to acquiring new projects and providing at least a basic analysis on that particular data being provided to you.
Understood. All right. So now, to understand it more properly, so why we basically use it more? What exactly the main good thing about this Microsoft Excel?
So first of all, it is free of cost to use. Everyone nowadays, we know that 90% of the people are using Windows. Okay, so it's a tool that's present free of cost. It is very easy to use, like even no matter whether a person from a non-IT background, he have used Excel before or not, once he opens the Excel, he or she will be able to like do some basic computation on that. Okay, no coding, you don't have to write a single piece of code to do the basic analysis on that. Okay, and there are many functionalities, mathematical functionalities that are present as part of the Excel, which you can use to derive the insights, and it is widely used. Okay, so no matter what company is, but every company uses Excel. So if you have a good grasp on Excel, then definitely no matter which company it is, you can apply in any company as a for a data analyst position.
All right. Now, if you could help us more understand in detail, if you have any data already, if you could help us understand that what are the basics things in this Excel and what are the functions in the formula. Like, because right now the situation is we must be thinking that it's something which is very tough to understand. But looking at the pictures, it is very scary. So if you could picturize us and exactly show us how exactly this function works, that would be an amazing for us, because that's what we wanted to see.
Sure. So just let's try to first understand into three steps. Okay, we will try to learn Excel in three different parts. First of all, we'll go through basics, then the functionals and formulas, and then the visualization front. Okay. So when we talk about basics, when I talk about basics, I basically refer to cell references. Okay, how I can apply filters and I can do the sorting, how I can sort the data. Okay, then comes the function and formulas part, how we can apply different functions like finding the mean values, median values, count, sum, and these kind of things, and finally the visualization part. So let me share my screen and let me know if my screen is visible, and probably then we can start ahead. Okay. So let me just it.
Yes, guys, if you can see the screen, just let me know in the chat section. I'll let her know that yes, we can see that or not.
Let me
So
know if my screen is visible. Are you able to see the Excel sheet? Is it visible?
I can see. I'm just waiting for the audience to say yes.
Uh-huh. And let me also know if I need to zoom in more to make the numbers more readable.
Guys, just let us know that if you can see, and if you want us to zoom in more, we can zoom in more. So you can tell that as well. Good bunch of people are saying yes, ma'am, it is visible. We are getting lots of thumbs up. Yes. So good to go. Yes. We can zoom it a bit. Some of them are saying.
Okay, let me zoom in a bit more. I believe it would be fine now.
Yes, it's perfect.
Great. Okay. So this is, let me give you, so whenever we start working with data, so we should have a basic understanding about the data set itself. Okay. So this data is basically of a company wherein they supply some products, different products in different segments in different countries. Okay, so here you see as in there are different products. Okay, so these are the different products that is mentioned like Paseo, Montana, Caretta, and so on. And similarly, these products are being sent to different countries like Canada, Germany, France, Mexico, USA, and all these countries, and across different segments. Like some are through channel partners, some are through enterprise, government, mid market, and small business. Okay, so this is basically the data related to that. Now let's try to identify what are the different features which are present. When I say features, it basically refers to the column values. Okay, let's say here it is mentioned as units sold. So now, for, and also we are given the dates as well. So on 1st of January 2014, how many units were sold for this product in which country across which segment. Okay, so that indicates what this is the refers to the manufacturing cost as it represents in the column, and then this is the sale price at a unit level. Okay, then there are some additional functionality, other additional columns that are present, like what is the month number which have been extracted from this date, month name, and the final year column. Okay, clear about the data? Okay, now let's first understand about this data a bit. So what I'll do is I'll copy snapshot from this. Okay, so how do we create? So when it comes to Excel, so we have different sheets concept. Okay, this entire thing is known as worksheet, and within a worksheet we have different sheets. Okay, so how do we create a new sheet? We'll just click on this plus sign and see we have created the sheet 5. Let me paste this out. So what I've done is I've taken a small snapshot of the data from sheet 3 to sheet 5. Okay, let me again zoom in a bit like this. Okay, now we'll try to understand, as I mentioned, we will understand Excel in three different parts. So first part is cell reference. Okay, so you see here, whenever I am selecting any cell, this top left corner is changing. Okay, so just as observe this. So if I have highlighted this, it's saying D6. If I am highlighting this, it says F6. If I select this cell, then it is saying C11. Okay, so what it is basically referring to, so whenever I select the cell, it basically refers to the column and the row number which I am selecting. Okay, so C refers, so if I click on this particular cell, it refers to C column and 11th row. So that's how it's coming up. Okay, let me select this now. It is G column and which row? 16th row. So ideally it should come G16, and here it is. Okay, now let's say if I want to select the channel, the segment as only government, how can I filter on these values? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll select this particular row. So when we click on this particular number, so entire row gets selected. Okay, so we select this first row, go to this here, sort and filter. Okay, and I'll just press on this filter option. Okay, so once I do this, so you see, now the drop down options have come up. Initially it was not there. Okay, so now what I can do is I can select click on this, and I can deselect all of these and just select the government channel. Okay, so when I do this, and you see the data, the amount of data we had has now become very small now. Okay, and we only have the government section with us now. Okay, so this is how we can easily filter out the values. So see how simple it was, just selecting the filter, whatever channels we want, and it is, we are able to get that. Now let's say we want to combine, we want to combine it, at combination we want to see through enterprise and government segments. So I'll select both of these, and you see I have now both the combination for enterprise and government segment altogether. Clear till now? Third thing, how do I sort the data? So let me first select all the segments and then I'll tell about the use case. Okay, now let's suppose within each segment I want to find out what is the highest manufacturing price for the product. Okay, so I have to do two level sorting in that case. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll select the values. Okay, so you see I am going through this and I'm selecting all these values. I'll go to this data tab and insert, yeah, data tab, and I'll select this sort option. Okay, so now when I click on this positive sign, so you see it is saying sort by what. Okay, so I want to sort by segment basis. Okay, and I want to sort in ascending order, so let's say A to Z. Then I want to sort by then manufacturing price, and this time I want to sort in the descending order because I want the manufacturing price from highest to lowest. So I can select in that case of Z to A. So Z to A indicates it's a descending order. So let me do this OK, and see now this has been sorted on two columns, segment and manufacturing price. So you see segment column is starting from A to Z, and manufacturing price has been within each channel partner. So let's say this is one segment, channel partner. Okay, so just observe this. Okay, so now you see manufacturing price has been sorted in a descending order. So now we can identify clearly that for each segment what is the highest maximum manufacturing price we are getting for a segment level. Okay, similarly at enterprise level both the values are same, so we are getting 5 5. Then at the government level you see we are getting 10 10 5 5 3 3 3. Okay, so again manufacturing price on the descending order. Now if I want to change this thing, so again what I'll have to do, I'll have to select the data. I will select this data. I'll again go to this data option. Again, I'm repeating data tab. Click on the sort option, and if you want to now remove anything. Okay, so let's say if I want to remove from the manufacturing price, I don't want this manufacturing price. I just want to sort the data on A to Z basis, just on the segment level. Okay, so what I'll just select, and so you see now since the data was already sorted in that way, so it has not changed the order. Okay, but it would, if it would have been the shuffled format, then we would get only in the basis of segment basis. Clear? Three things that we have learned in the basics is cell referencing part, how to add filters, and finally how to sort the data on different columns as well at the same time. Okay, so everyone following till now? Can everyone mention whether they are following or not? And then we'll move to the second step where we will know about different formulas present in the Excel.
Yes, everybody can see that. Perfect. Question, Anand is saying that exciting. I guess I know all this. I thought it will be about preparing dashboard. So we're gonna discuss the dashboard preparation as well, right?
Yes, yes, definitely. So since there are many students who haven't seen Excel before, so that's why we are just starting from the basics to advanced level. Okay, so don't worry, stay tuned, and we're definitely going to cover that thing as well.
Exactly. Thank you.
Great. Now let's say what I need to do is I need to apply and find out what is the total manufacturing cost which this company is encountering. Okay. So what I can simply do is I can do a summation on this manufacturing price. Okay. So what I can do is I can simply say sum. Okay, and I can select the values. So I'll select these values, and what you have simply do, you have to select this, press a shift and scroll down, keep scrolling down. Okay, till whichever row you want to do the selection, you can just go this and you will get the sum of the values. Let me check. Give me a second. Hold on. Okay, let's try to apply. I think because of this dollar sign, it's creating a problem. Okay, so let me try on this unit sold. Okay, so what I'll do is sum of, and I'll just select this. I now want to check how many units are sold in this. So what I'll select is, and you see these many units I have sold on the the company has sold at a broader level. Okay, if I want to do it at an individual level, I can filter out, I can do the sum again and again, and so on. Clear this one? So now let's say what is the, okay, now let's say I want to find out what are the different products, total products present in this. Okay, so what I can simply do is I can say count of, okay, different rows in this table. Okay, so what I can do is I can do a count again on this, and so we see how many rows, 20 rows for this. Okay, so if I just want to check how many rows are this, either we can check on this, or we can simply use a count function on this. Okay, but let's check if count function will work on this, and on this column as well. Okay, so we have written the same count column, and I'm now trying to execute this thing on this one. Okay, and what I see, it is not giving me the actual count of the rows. But why is it so? Okay, it is because count function only works on the numerical column. Okay, but wait, so but there should be some alternative, no, how we can count the alphabetic values as well. Okay, so yeah, definitely there is. So instead of count, what I'll do is now I'll use a count a function. Okay, so I will now say count a, and now do the same thing on this. Okay, and you see now I get the count of the alphabetic values, the column which contains the alphabetic values. Then in that case we can use the count a function to get the total number of records for that particular column. Okay, so got the difference between count a and a? Great. Okay, now let's say if I want to create a new column into this, I mentioned about the data transformations process. Okay, so what we'll do, we will insert a column now in this. Okay, so now let's say what I'll say is insert, and you see a column got added into this. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll first rename this column. I'll say total sales. Okay, so how I'm going to calculate this total sales at this particular row level? I'm simply going to multiply this unit sold into the sales price of this. Okay, so what I'll simply do is equals to sign. So always remember, whenever we are going to provide any formula, whether it's inbuilt or we need to provide any functionality from our end, then in that case, what we have to do is we will apply equals to sign at the starting. Okay, so you see what we will do is I'll select this. So by default, what came up? The cell reference of this particular cell, D2. Okay. Then how we'll get the total sales? Simply units sold into the sales price of this. And we'll just press enter sign, and then we get this value. Let me figure this out. Insert, and now for this data, I will change the, let me do this thing out. So okay, so by default, it's been the string value. In that case, that's why it's not taking up the value. Okay, now you see it has given me the value for this 3026. So if you'll multiply 2518 with 12, then in this case we are going. Now, do we need to provide this formula for each and everything, each and every row? No, that's not the case. What I'll do is simply drill down the values, and I'll get these values. So let me take this. So why it's happening? No, because actually by default when I loaded this file, so the space is coming up. That's why. Let me change this value. Okay, and see. So by default when I loaded this file, so it is taking the spaces into also into consideration. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just select this column out, and instead of custom, I'll just do a numeric format on this. Okay, and let's try to check this if I'm able to get that thing, or let's say currency in that case. Okay, let me check this now. If I'm now able to execute this thing, so what I'll do is I'll select this unit sold into and this sales price. So what I'm going to get this is the value. I'm so sorry guys. So it's creating the error because of this, and you see it's working fine just in case because it has taken the spaces into consideration. That's why it's causing the problem in that case. So let me try one more thing into this. Okay, but you got the idea. Okay, how this total sales is being calculated. Just that it's taking the spaces into consideration. So let me check this thing. Okay, so there's one replace function as well. So what I'm encountering here is that for what I'm getting is spaces. I'm getting spaces in this. So let's try one thing. So there's a replace function, okay, in Excel, by which we can take this thing. Okay, we are just taking a sample of this. Then we will take the spaces. What I'm getting, I'm taking the space, and now I am basically removing that space now. So okay, it is creating. Okay, let me check this out. One, and now I want to remove one character, or let's say four characters from this, and I want to do this thing. Okay, okay, I think something is wrong with this, but I'll figure this out. Okay, so you can ignore this thing as of now. Okay, so you get an idea why it's happening. It's just because spaces are coming into picture. That's why it's creating an issue. And so we are getting these values. Okay, great. Now let's move on to the another section where we will now talk about the most important feature of Excel, that is the pivot table. Okay, so in this section, in the second section, what do we discussed is that how we can actually work out with the functions. That is how we worked out the sum functions. Okay, now let's say similarly is the average function as well. So let's say on an average how many units are sold for this company. So what I can simply do is I can say is equals to sign average. Okay, and just make sure that you write the full name. So you will say average. Okay, followed by the parentheses, and again you will select all the values from this, and you are again good to go. So now this is the total sum, total count of the total summation of the units that are sold by this company, versus this is the mean value or the average amount of units that are being sold by this company in that case. Got it? So what are the functions that we discussed? Sum, count, count. Remember the difference between count and count A. Count always works with the numerical values, and count A always works with the alphabetic values, and the average function. Similarly, if we want to create any new column in that case, so how do we find out? We just say is equals to sign followed by the cell reference into, and then we will just say the column whichever one we want to multiply. Got it? Great. Now let's move to this entire section, the original table that we have. Okay. And what I'll do is now how the this is a very important concept of pivot tables. So please make sure that you listen to it very carefully. So what I'll do is I'll go to this, I'll select the entire data. So see, I'm selecting the entire data. I'm clicking on this insert tab, and I'm selecting this pivot table. So see, I'll get a pop-up, and it says that you want to select this entire range and where do you want to place this pivot table. So I'll say that I want to place this pivot table in a new worksheet. Okay, that is, it will automatically create a worksheet for you. So once you click OK on this, you see a new sheet is being presented to you now in this case. Okay, I'll just zoom in a bit so that everyone can see it clearly. Okay, and I hope so. You see, whenever I click on any other cell, that particular section on the right has gone. Okay, but if I click on this back, and you get this section again. Okay, so now let's try to analyze that at the country level how many units are sold. Okay, so let's say I will just select country. Okay, and I will drop and will drag this unit section, units sold, into the values. So you see, by default what I'm getting, what are the different countries we had: Canada, France, Germany, Mexico, and USA, and what are the sum total units sold at each level. Okay, so there in the previous sheet what we did, we were manually calculating the total of the units sold. Okay, but here what we can simply do is just with simple drag and drop availability, we are able to find out how much are the total units sold at the row level, at the country level basically. So in this row, you can find out the granularity at which you want to get the things out. So let's say now in every country, I want to select the segment as well. So I can drill down again. So it will create me subgroups as well. So within Canada, there are these five things, these five segments, and what is the what is the total units sold at each of the sections basically. Okay, so let's, and if I want to remove that thing out, so I can remove this thing, and you see it's gone back. Okay, so just I need to remove this value from this row section, and I can just place it randomly and it will go down. So if I check, the total is this much, and if I want to drill down at the country level now, what I'll get is this much values. Okay, now you see here, this is one thing that we are checking is that sometimes it's in decimal, but on the others it's not decimal, so the formatting of the data does not look good at all. So what I can do simply is, let me go back to the sheet. Okay, and I can say this format cells. Okay, when I go to format cell, I can click on this number, I can select decimal parts. I want to check two decimal parts on that case. Okay, so what I'll say is, and if I want the commas as well, so I can click on this basis as well, and you see now how better it is looking out. Okay, so again I need to select first of all these data, again format cell, number format, use the second separator, and then I get to know. And you see, by now with this particular option, I get everything in a single format. Okay, so how easy it is now. Okay, on the other hand, if I want to find the average, so it's very easy. I'll go to this. Okay, I'll go to this, and what I'll say is summarize value not by sum. Okay, let's say I want to find out the mean of the units sold at each country, for each country. So what I can do is I can simply select average on this, and I would get the average instead of the total units sold. Simple. Okay, so this is the very first initiative that we can take as part of the using the pivot tables. Okay, this is how we can aggregate the values at different levels. Either we can find the sum, or we can find the average, or anything like. So see what all options we have present. So we can say like this. So yeah, so you have to go select these things, summarize the value either by count, sum, average, max, minimum, or anything. Okay, so let's get back to sum again. Okay, now let's say if I want to, so similarly now I'll combine this data with the graphs as well. Okay, so that everyone has the idea about this. So what I'll say is, I'll copy this data, paste it somewhere else, and based on this, I'm now going to insert in the graphs. Okay, so here what I'm saying is insert, and here I'll get the charts. So you see, I have different types of charts over here. So this is a column chart, this is a line chart. We have different types of charts like bar chart, donut chart, and so on. Let's try to plot a bar chart for this column chart. Okay, so what you see, once I get this chart, so I can now, as I mentioned, numbers are that much not evident. Okay, I'll have to roughly check which country is basically producing or selling the more number of units. But by this graph, I can actually say Canada is having the highest bar, so Canada is selling the highest number of units. So what I'll say is, I can say I can cut this chart from here, and I can create a new sheet, and I'll paste this chart over here. Okay, so as I mentioned, dashboard is what? Dashboard is collection of different visualizations. Okay, so here what I have the sum of units sold at each country level. Now let's get back to again the pivot table. Okay, so let's go back. Now let's say now I want this thing at a date level now. Okay, so instead of country, now I want this as a date level. So what I will say now, I'll bring up this date. Okay, and you see it has got me to this particular thing, 2013, and at a quarterly basis I am getting the sales. So if I'll have to specifically mention this thing, okay, so I'm getting the data at the quarterly level. Okay, but what I can do is, if you want to do this thing, I can basically group this thing. Okay, and I can say I just want the data on a monthly level, not at the quarter level. Okay, so I can select on this, and let's say month and year basis now. Okay, I'll remove the quarter in this. Okay, let's see this month, and let's say month only, month and quarters. Okay, so I'll select this, and now you see I'm just getting the data for the quarter levels. Okay, but this information will be incorrect because this has now combined the data for both the years, in that case 2013 and 14. Okay, so I'll say, I want to again right click on this, and I want to ungroup this value. Okay, and you see I got this value on a daily basis, but I don't want at this granularity as well. So I'll group this data again, and now let's say I want to group this data on year, month, quarter again on this basis. Clear? Okay, also if you want to just deal with the month, okay, and not the years in that case, so what you can simply do is you can remove everything instead of this thing. Okay, so let me remove this, and also the dates here. In this case, I can bring in the month name, basically year, okay, and month name, let's say. Okay, so now for this particular year, for September, I have these many number of units sold. Okay, let's try to plot a graph for this. Okay, so for this, let's say again what I'll do is I'll select this thing, copy this value, and I'm just going to paste this value, insert a line chart now, because it will show me the trend for this. Okay, and you see I now got this value for this thing. I got a simple line chart, so data is starting for 2013 September, October, November, December, and for 2014 January, February, March, and so on. Okay, let me cut paste this chart to the final sheet that we have, in which we are developing the dashboard. Okay, so control Z. Okay, so let me click on this again, and okay, let me insert this chart once again. Okay, now insert. Now this chart is a line chart, basically I'm checking. Okay, so what I'll say is I will right click and cut this chart, and will now place at this position now. Okay, so I'll just paste this chart. So now you see I have both these charts, sum of units sold at a country level and sum of units sold at a monthly level. Okay, now with seeing this chart, can you tell me whether in September, like, is the sales greater in September 2013 or September 2014? Okay, can we easily identify like sales was greater in which particular month and year? Okay, no, because this is a single line that is forming. What if we get a distinct line for each of the years in that case? Okay, so yes, we can get it, and that will be more evident in that case as well. So what I'm going to do is, instead of, so here see, what I'm just going to do is, instead of creating it on a on a for each at a each row level, what I'll do is I'll paste this month name at a column level. Okay, so now you see I'll just remove this value. Let me remove this thing out. And you see, let me just press me control Z. Okay, so let me paste this data somewhere else. So why? Because the data got deleted, so that because this thing was like this data, on the basis of this data only the charts were being created, no, so that's why. Okay, so what I'll do is somewhere else here, and we see, let's see, charts are there. Yes, charts are there. Okay, let's get back to this. Okay, so what I'm mentioning is, what is the problem with this chart now? We are not able to make a comparison between 2013 sales and 2014 sales in this case. Okay, So what if we can get the variation between the two? Okay, so what I'll do is, instead of this, I'll put this year on a column basis. Okay, so you see, I'll say this month name on a row basis and year on the column basis, like this. Okay, so now I got this bifurcation for the two. Now let me try to paste this data, okay, somewhere else, and then we will try to form the chart on the top of this. So let me paste this data over here, and since this data is already selected, let's go to the insert section now. Again, use the line chart here and see this time now. Here now I got these two values. So the number, it is basically depending upon the number of columns, the lines we are getting. Okay, so now with this chart, basically you can actually identify that in 2014 the September October sales was higher than the 2013 October sales. On the other hand, in November, 2013 sales was higher than 2014 sales. Okay, and also you can edit the chart title as well. So you can say total units total units sold at yearly level, at monthly basis, monthly level. Okay, and we are good. So let's try to paste this chart again a cut on this. Let's go to our sheet that we are preparing for the dashboard, and we will just paste this value on top of this. So now see, we have three variations of the data that we were working upon. Okay, total units sold at the country level, at this is in a single line chart and this is in a double line chart. Okay, let's back to other charts that we have. Okay, so now let's say what I want is, let's get back to this again option. Okay, what I'll take is, I will take a, let's say, year. Okay, I want the sum and on the let's say month name basically. Okay, now let's say I want to now do some, basically I want to do some filtering on top of this. Okay, so what I can do is, I can say analyze data on top of this. Okay, and I can say, see, pivot table analyze, simple pivot table analyze, and what I'll do is insert a slicer. Okay, so when I insert a slicer, it will ask me on what basis I want to insert the slicer. So let's say I want to insert the slicer on a yearly basis now. Okay, so what I'll say is year. Okay, and you see, what I get two options. Either I want to check for year 2013 or 2014. So let's say if I select only 2013, so it will work on the top of the pivot table basically. Okay, so if I want the data only for 2013, then I'll select that. If I want for 2014, I select that. If I want to select both, so what I'll do is, I'll click on this, and then by default it will select for all the values. Okay, so we have this filtering option. Let's go back to again insert option, and once we have click on this, again we get this option as pivot table analyze. So let's first delete this. Okay, so what we discussed, this was a slicer. Similarly, we have a timeline as well. So when we click on this, we will click on this date option now. Okay, now you see, this is kind of works as a slicer in our case. Okay, and it have different granularity as well. So if I want to check, so see, this is a very long horizon that we are getting. Okay, so let's say now I want to, so what I can simply shift is, I once just worked on the slicer like this. If I want to have the data only for June 13 2013 to December 14. Okay, so this is the data that I'm getting for this. Okay, and the, as you see, these are different granularity level as well. So at a quarterly level, so if I check on this, so you see, now I'm getting data only for 2014. Okay, let's say if I want to include only quarter 4 from this, so now I'll get only quarter 4 from this. Okay, so quickly in the chart, let me know what are the different types of methods that you can use for filtration on the pivot table basically. Okay, and now may please let me know if people are able to follow this thing, if people if all the candidates are able to write the answer for this. What are
Yeah,
the
I'm just
different
observing.
options? Yeah.
Guys, can you just comment down? That will help us to get an idea. So yes, people are saying yes.
Yes. And are they mentioning about what are the two different methods on top of which we can do the filtration?
Yeah, guys, please let us know in the chat section.
So in pivot tables, we can basically use which which two methods to basically filter the data on the top of the pivot table basically. That's the question.
Guys, let us know, please. We are waiting.
Okay, so it's a slicer and the timeline basically. Okay, great. Now the another chart that we are going to now look about is the pie chart. Okay, or a donut chart, sometimes we also call it as a donut chart. Okay, now let's try to identify something different on this. Let's say what I want is I want to calculate the average number of units that are being sold at a segment level. So what I'll do is I'll do this at the segment level, okay, and instead of put total units sold, I will do it at a, so what I can simply do is summarize value and by average. Okay, so this is the average value that I'm getting at a level, okay, at a channel level, segment level basically. So again what I'll do, I'll copy this data somewhere so that I can create a constant chart for this. I'll paste this data over here and we'll go to this insert section, and instead of now I'll choose this donut chart. Okay, and you see here I am now getting this beautiful donut chart wherein I can get the contribution of each of the channel, each of the segment in the, on how many average number of units are sold with each of the option. Okay, again what I can simply do is cut this chart and paste it on original dashboard. Okay, so I'll just paste this thing and we get this chart. Okay, now let me tell you about a very interesting chart and you will find it quite fascinating. Okay, so let me get back to the sheet and let's go back to this. Now let's try to find this average on a country level basis. Okay, so let's try to identify this on a country level basis and let's try to copy this data. Okay, let me copy this data now over here and let's try to insert a chart. So another type of chart that we do have is a map chart. Okay, and you see here we get a uh, yeah, so you see we get a map basically over here for this. Let me check on this. So it basically takes some time to load the map chart, but we have the feasibility. So you see, it is basically filling up the value. Okay. Click on this. So here you see data is needed to create your chart, and I when click on data, it is taking some time, but it will fill up the values. Okay. You see, the more the darker it is, that means that area is generating more sales, and the off white it is, then it says that it is making no sales at all. Okay, so I'll say this country wise. I can edit this country wise average of units sold, country wise average average units units sold. Okay, so we have this data now, so I'll just cut paste this. So please bear with me, it's got stuck because of this map chart. So map charts are very heavy. Okay, so use these map charts very efficiently. Okay, and we'll go to this and now we will paste this chart. Okay, and you see you got a beautiful dashboard wherein you have different types of charts you have worked with. Okay, so this is known as the column chart, and if we get a horizontal scenario for this, so then it basically makes a bar chart on that case. So bar chart or column chart, they are one and the same thing, just the orientation is different. Okay, so bar chart, this is an example of line chart which is indicating the sum of units sold on a in a single line, whereas these are the units sold at a monthly level. Okay, and mind it, how did you got that? You need to just make the data in this particular. So you want the year to be at a column level and months to be at a row level. Okay, and once you have this, uh, guys, my laptop is hanging a bit. Just bear with me for 1 minute more. Yeah.
No issues.
Okay, and you see, this is the example of zonal chart wherein we are basically checking the average of units sold at a segment level. Okay, and this is basically a map chart. So as I mentioned, map charts are very heavy to use. It takes some time, and sometimes your laptop can also hang. So use is very efficiently. Okay, if you feel like there's a need to introduce a map chart and can create uh, add value to your dashboard, only then use that. Otherwise, not necessary in that case. Okay, so these are the different types of charts that we have in Excel, and by the use of this, if you now present these dashboards, this dashboard particularly to the leadership team, they would not require any data or so. You can just make use of these charts and make the decisions. Okay, let's say they are observing that in Canada they are having there is the largest number of units that are being sold in Canada. So they might check the marketing strategy that is being used in Canada. Okay, and then implement the same marketing strategy in the other countries as well. So that they can increase their sales in other countries as well. So that's how they derive the insights with these kind of charts. Okay, so that was it for the day. Okay, and I let me know if things were clear to you, and if there are any doubts, we can take them out.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Neha. We have got a pretty good understanding and we have got a pretty good clarity about the same. And that was really very best explanation. I got a good number of people have got a better understanding. So I'll just upload my slides and I'll just see that if people are able to. So guys, can you just give a feedback in the comment section that yes, how was the session? How exactly you understood about the Excel from scratch to advanced? You can let me know in the chat section. That will be very much helpful for Neha as well. And also let us know that was it simple, and so that that can be a good point for us to understand that what is easy or tough or what exactly you understood till now. So we are just waiting for the comments so we can see. Priyanka is saying good session. Manish is saying session was good, awesome, and it was nice and excellent, nice. Great, great. We are full of compliment now. So everybody has enjoyed this and everybody have got a pretty good understanding. And the best part over and above is, which I must say, you explained well. That's why people are able to understand. Well, thank you so much once again. Now, Neha, can you help us understand? So this is the one thing which you told us. Now there are other tools which we need to focus on, because if I give you a brief idea about the audience, whenever we go on Google and search some tools to become a data analyst, then we end up having 15, 20 suggestions of tools, and that confuses
Hmm.
us. So can you
Yeah.
help us understand that at least some tools which is needed anyhow, and so that we can become a data analyst?
Sure. So whenever you start with this IT journey, so programming language is a must. Okay. So usually if you want to enter the data domain, so I would prefer start learning Python basically. Okay. So Python is a programming language. Again, it's very used, very easy syntax to cope up with, and it is very widely used in the data domain. Okay. So you should always have a basic understanding of the programming language. Okay, and another thing to start before starting anything is the Excel part that we discussed. We discussed the gist of this in the today's session. Okay,
Mhm.
now there's one limitation of Excel that it can handle only limited amount of data. Okay, but in the businesses when we deal with the real data, so that is not that much. Okay, that's not very small. Sometimes the data might blow up to MBs, GBs also. Okay, so in that case, SQL come into picture. So MySQL is a database which helps us to store the data in a structured format again. Okay. And if you want to do the analysis on top of that, and which your data analysts do as well. So they use SQL language to write the queries. Okay.
Mhm.
So that is also, if you have basic understanding how Excel is working, so you just need to put in some syntax on the
Mhm.
X on using the SQL language to get the data and insights from the SQL database. Okay, and once you have all these things to analyze, finally, again, the Excel is good starter at till the beginner and the intermediate level. Okay, if you
Mhm.
want to go to the advanced level, then there are specific tools, visualization tools, which we can use. Either we can use Power BI for the same. Okay, so Power BI again is a very interactive tool to create interactive dashboards which the final leadership team can interact with.
Understood.
So
Understood.
I think these are the four skills that you require for being a data analyst, and you are good to go on the.
Perfect. Perfect. So one thing is very much important that doing these tools on the practical basis will make more sense because that's how
Exactly.
we will prove our worth. That
Yes,
yes,
and
because generally.
only with practice, we will be more comfortable with the same syntaxes and everything.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
So just start with trying with a small data set that is present, and you will be good to go. You can learn on the way in that case.
I've got it. Got it. Perfect. So, guys, I hope you got understanding. So, yes, you can all learn all this skill set from the coding invaders itself. Because the best part of our batches, 59% of the students are actually from non-IT background, and they're able to study because 100% of the curriculum is industrial relevant, and we know exactly what is happening in the market, and we consult with the employees who are actually working over there, so we understand that how we can make our students job ready, and that's how we design our courses. So, it will be having a one-on-one mentorship, so that you can ask the serious question as well. You don't hesitate, and everything will be practical, and you will be having a learning management system where you can log in from any devices, and all the learnings will be project-based learning. Now, just to give you a small clarity and a small reminder to all of you that we started one contest 30 minutes back. What contest I'm talking about? I promise that just after Q&A session, I'm going to choose one random person and I'll enroll him into a job guarantee batch of a data analyst of a coding invaders. If you haven't registered yet, I'm giving you another chance. The link is there in the chat section. Go fill it up because just after 10 minutes, we're going to have a Q&A session. And after that, I'll just share my screen. I'll choose one random person and enroll him into a job guarantee batch. So the link is there in the chat section. Please fill it up. All right. So now let's understand how exactly we can make money, how exactly we can earn more and more as we grow as a data analyst professional. So Neha, if you could help us understand that if you will freshly join as an analyst, how exactly the salary would be growing? Because generally, as of now, whenever I interacted with the guest speakers, the reputed guest speakers like you, they have always corrected me in packages because they say that the packages that I have written comparatively it is low, but the practical it is going higher. So you can correct me in that slide as well. So you can let us know that what is the common and how exactly the packages are growing every single year by year.
Okay. So yeah, definitely, Amir. So if a person is acquiring those four skills that we just discussed a few minutes back, okay. So we can, on an average, at least any company would provide you 6 to 7 LPA package as a junior analyst, okay. But what's mentioned here is like 3 to 5 years, you might get a package of 10 lakhs. So it's not mandatory, okay. So if you are very good on your skills, okay, and apply for a good company in that case, then in that case they might provide you this 10 LPA package at a very first level only in your initial years only. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but since we are taking an average on this, so we can expect that during the start of our year we can expect a package of around 6 to 7 LPA, and post that, like once you complete your 2 years, then from that you can grow up to a package of 10 lakhs in that case.
Understood. Understood.
Okay, and your journey continues on the same. So with improving your skill set and your experience, you are basically improvising on a package and also on your skill set. That's how it goes.
Understood. Understood. So is it nowadays correct to say that getting a 10 lakh package is not so rare? It is very easy right now. Like not easy in terms of like common right now that people are starting with 10 lakh packages.
No, yeah, kind of, but it depends upon person to person skill set. If a person is quite dedicated in his skill set and learning process, then he or she may definitely be able to grab a 6 to 7 lakh package as well. And if he is more determined, okay, and provide some extra efforts on that, then he or she can earn 10 lakh package as well. Yes, it's not that tough nowadays because
Understood.
data is growing at a very large pace, and companies also need people who can handle this data. Okay, so there's a
Um,
lot of demand that's going to come in this
Understood.
topic.
Understood.
Yeah.
We got a good clarity now. So it is very easy to understand that, guys, how much we can make money out of it. And just to find those vacancies, you can go to the international resources like Glassdoor, LinkedIn, Upwork, Naukri, and also we also provide a career centers where you can get this thing done. So if I'll ask you, Neha, that how much basically it takes to become a data analyst, if you will start.
Okay, so ideally it takes at least 1 month to master one skill set. Okay, and even though like if a person is quite consistent, so we can at least expect. So we discussed about four skills: Python, SQL, Excel, and Power BI. Okay, so if we dedicate 1 hour of time, 1 month of time to each of these skill sets, then it at least require a 4 months. Okay, but if you want to extra improvise on them and due to some reason you are not able to follow that on a consistent basis, then at least on a 6 to 7 months on an average you can at least expect to go get that to a position for a data analyst.
Understood, understood. We got the clarity. So one thing is very clear that see nowadays whenever we interact with the student and discuss about this, so people are now very serious about their outcomes whenever they even spend anything or spend their time also. Expenditure can be the time and the money as well.
Exactly.
So why it is happening? Because I've understood that in the beginning of the webinar, I asked you that how much percentage of your actual syllabus was matching with yours. So you said 20 or 25,
Hmm.
and somehow you worked hard by yourself. So
Yeah.
is it? Don't you think that if our college thing, everything like more than 90% if matches, then it could have saved our time and if we could have got the clarity earlier and we could have cracked higher packages if it would be more relevant. What do you think?
Exactly, but the curriculum of colleges are designed in such a way that they have to cover every aspect. Okay, so they prepare the candidate for the position, like for a scenario where they can go to any field which they like. Okay, but it's up to us and our interest in which field do we want to go to. Okay, so the college would not prepare you specifically for a data analyst role or a big data position, big data engineer position. Okay, or a data scientist role. They would prepare or give you a rough understanding, a brief understanding about different sections. Okay, or different domains basically. Okay, so you will definitely have to work through your extra provide in some extra efforts. Okay,
Understood.
and then based on that basis and consistency you can definitely go ahead.
Understood. Because that's why right now it is a skill-based hiring, so people are just learning the skill which
Exactly.
is in the demanded market, and then they
Yes.
are getting it done. Perfect. So rather than wasting so much of money into a very expensive courses, guys, just get the graduation done because that's the only eligibility criteria right now. To be
Exactly.
very honest, because
Yeah, so
people are
completing your degree is definitely a main criteria which companies had put forward to so that they can filter out the people. But there are, but if don't worry, any degree would might work on. So it's not necessary you should have only BTech on that case. Okay, with a computer science degree on that note. If you have the right skill set, just prepare your projects, showcase them, and you will be good to go on that note.
understood. Yes, yes. Got it. Got it. Perfect. Perfect, guys. So you can become a data analyst in just 6.5 months, guys, with the coding invaders as well, with all this facility which is required. As a student, you just need to focus on the resources. Rest we will take care for sure. Now we are moving towards the Q&A session. So I'll request you, Neha, that you can have a glass of water. I'll shortlist some of the questions because I've got a good bunch of questions.
Sure.
Meanwhile, I'll give a reminder to all the people um, who haven't registered yet. So, guys, just after Q&A session, I'm going to announce the winner for this contest. So the link is in the chat section. If you haven't filled it, please fill it up because one of you can win it for free. Moving on, I've got a good bunch of questions. Question from Sankara: what is the difference in data engineer and data analyst?
Okay, so data engineers basically comes into very first part of the picture. Okay, let's say a company is there and they are hosting different ads on different social media platform. Okay, so
Mhm.
how would you do the analysis when there's no data in the database or Excel sheet? Okay,
Mhm.
so data engineers come at the very first phase wherein they will like extract the data either from the API. So every platform will have its own thing. Let's say Instagram is providing its own API, okay, and
Mhm.
Facebook is providing its own API. So it's the work of a data engineer, okay, to
Mhm.
get the data through those APIs and provide you it in the Excel sheet, so that now the data analyst can perform their analysis on the Excel data that has been provided in the Excel. So you can say data engineers come first, then the data analyst, and then finally the data scientist come into the picture.
Understood. Thank you so much. Second question from Ananya based. How many round did you go through in Microsoft and PayPal? Also, according to you, what is the right time to shift to tier one companies?
So first of all, on the rounds, so any company, no matter which company you are applying for, at least expects 4 to 6 rounds. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
minimum of 4 rounds and a maximum of 6 rounds you can expect going to any company. And the right time I would suggest is if you have a good confidence, if you gain confidence on each of your skill set, okay, and if you have a set of projects showcasing your skill set. Let's say if you want to showcase your Excel skills, then prepare one project related to Excel, and that might highlight your Excel skills. If you want to showcase your SQL skills, then prepare a project on SQL and mention it in your resume. That's where you are highlighting your SQL skills. Okay. Once you have these things in place and you are confident on your skills, then in that case you can decide that you are ready to make a shift into the whatever company you are applying for.
Understood. Understood. Thank you so much. Um, Question from Ravi Kumar as what is the difference between Excel and Google Sheet?
Okay, so Excel and Google Sheet are pretty much the same. Okay, just it's a online and offline variation, we can say. So whatever functionality that you are able to do in Excel, that you can also do on like Google spreadsheet as well. So it's just same product, just from different companies, and that's it.
Understood. Understood. Got it. Um, One difference is coming in my mind. Can I say?
Yeah.
I don't know whether it is right or not. In Excel, let's suppose I guess the autosave option is there or not in Excel. I guess let's suppose my computer shut down.
No, in
Maybe
Excel, auto save option is not there. Whereas, yeah, it can be there when you're working on companies and you have attached your Excel on a OneDrive option. Okay, let's say
okay,
in
okay,
that case,
okay.
then you can put it on as auto save option. Okay, and then in your being in your laptop local only, then it
Mm,
can be in an auto save mode. But on the like in the spreadsheet, like in Google spreadsheet, then it will be in auto save mode automatically because it's already present on the drive only. So
understood.
that's the scenario dependency, but both have auto
And
save options. Yeah.
perfect, perfect. Question from Pooja. That's a different question. I don't know whether need to ask or not, but still, are you happy with your current salary?
So it's quite a subjective question. So see, even let's say if I am like if a person is earning let's say 25,000 today, okay, so definitely he or she would be aiming for the next higher component on that case. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so it depends upon your subjective. So I would say don't focus on that salary perspective. Okay, always focus on your learning perspective. If you are enjoying the projects that you are able to implement in the current company, then you are good to go on that work. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so there's no limit on the salary front. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
things will keep happening, you things will keep going, but you should be happy. Happiness will come from the projects and the learnings you are having on a regular basis
Understood.
while being on the project. So I would suggest focus on learning, not earning, basically. It's a
So
component.
you didn't tell us that yes or no. Are you happy or not with your
Yeah,
salary?
I'm happy. I'm
Okay,
happy.
okay, perfect. Okay. So are you sure? Because if you were happy, you could have not switched it. So
So switching is not related to only, so every person
yeah,
needs a change. Okay.
yeah.
So the kind of work that they are doing. Okay. So change is
Mm.
also required after some time. So that was the main reason not earning in that case.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Uh, Question from Ankit: is Excel, Power BI, SQL is enough to get a job as a fresher?
Yes, that's a simple answer to that is yes. But mind it that you should have a project to showcase your skills for each and everything. Okay. If you are, because that will help you in shortlisting your resume compared to the other candidates. Okay. If you have your resume with the projects related to each of these skill sets, then definitely you are going to get shortlisted and get interviewed for the same. And there the chances will be high comparatively.
Understood. Okay. Last but not least, will AI replace the data scientist or data analyst job?
So as I mentioned, so how what is Excel basically used for? We have to do the data cleaning process, data cleaning part. We have to do the data transformation, then provide the insights, do some analysis, okay, and then finally like derive the insights on that.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
mm-hmm,
So do you think AI can automatically do that thing? Okay, because data cleaning we know like what kind of data cleaning we want to do by seeing the data.
mm-hmm,
Okay, AI might not be able to identify that thing. At least someone will have to provide the instructions. At least let's say chat
mm-hmm,
gpt is now a booming technology which everyone is using. Okay, but still you will have to write some prompts, no, to get the answer from ChatGPT. So AI cannot ever replace the people understanding and the insights generation skill set. That's for sure.
Understood. Understood. And the last question from Rahul is that no, not Rahul. It's Rahul. The last question is that he has a 2 years of 2 years of cap, and
Okay.
he has 3 years of experience earlier,
Hmm.
but in non-IT domain.
Okay.
So will it be easy for him to get into this IT industry as a data analyst?
Okay, so in this case, I would suggest first of all, focus on skill set. That's the primary thing. Okay, if you don't have the skill set, you might not be able to apply at least for the things jobs as well. Okay, so the first part is working on the skill set. Then, based on the scenario, what you can actually do is you can try to justify your things. Okay, let's say you can mention like this, that I worked for in a non-IT sector for 3 years. Okay,
Hmm.
but in that case, you didn't enjoy that work. It's a kind of a manual work and a repetitive work, okay, which you are not enjoying on a regular basis. So that's why you took a gap of 2 years to learn all those skill set. Okay, again, make projects related to this skill set and make sure that you briefly explain that during this time period you were able to learn these skill sets, and this is a demo of your skill set in the form of your projects. Okay,
Mhm.
if you are able to justify this thing out, then no one can that there's no like fear to worry on that case, need
Understood.
to worry on that case. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Perfect. That's it then, Sneha. Then Neha, we have got a pretty good understanding, and thank you for giving us a detailed answer about every single query. I know, guys, we have a bunch of more questions, but Neha is already running out of time. So we should thank Neha about this beautiful session, and we would definitely love to see you again and again to have this session again so that we can understand more better Excel. And we are fortunate that you gave your time. So before you leave, just wanted to give a message to this audience who is actually waiting for validation from a people like you, from an expert like you, so that they can take some decisions. Because somehow or the other way, I feel that audience is like looking for validations and hesitating, or they're sitting in comfort zone, or they feel that there's a risk, or they generally more ask about survival, or looking at the questions you can easily understand.
Hmm.
So what is the last message would you like to give so that they everybody should start taking the action?
Okay, so I would just like to give an example on this. So internet world is booming. Okay, more and more companies are coming to picture with more and more products for
Mhm.
usage. Okay,
Mhm.
and we are tend to use that products. Okay,
Mhm.
with usage of products that will ultimately lead more data. And if
Mhm.
more data is generated, the company needs actually the data related people to get some insights so that they can uh, make better use of that data that they're collecting on a regular basis. Okay, so let's say in this example today that we did, so we were able to identify that the marketing strategy that they were applying in China, so if they apply the same marketing strategy in other countries as well, then they can increase their sales on that note as well.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so this is how the insights can be driven and they can improve on their business revenue. Okay, and
Understood.
revenue is something which every company is very concerned about. Okay, so we, being a data people or be it a data analyst or a data scientist or a data engineer, okay, so
Mhm.
we are definitely going to be in demand for the coming years. We are, and we are definitely going to be in demand for the coming years, as data is definitely going to flow in a very humongous volume. Okay, so just if you have made a decision that you want to grow into this field, okay, just start learning, pick one skill at a time, allocate 1 month to that skill. Okay, and keep learning and just make a simple project out of that learning, whatever you learned in the span of, let's say, 3 weeks in a given entire month. Okay, and by the end of the month you will be very confident seeing your progress through that project, whatever learning that you've implemented in that project. Okay,
Understood.
so that's the process that you can follow. And as I mentioned, and I already gave you the example, that the amount of demand that is going to increase is huge, so you don't need to worry on that part. And if you are able to showcase your skills, then anything, no one will question your eligibility in that case. You just need a basic graduation degree and the right skill set, right projects, and you are good to go.
Wow. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much, Neha. And I don't know why by mistake is Neha is coming from my mouth, so I'm so sorry. So thank you so much, Neha. and we are happy. We have got a pretty good understanding, a beautiful message. We'll definitely would like to see you again in the next webinar. Meanwhile,
Sure,
I'm very much thankful to you.
sure. All the best, everyone, and I hope you start your journey soon on this data domain field. Great. Thank you. Bye
Thank you so
bye.
much. Have a nice day. All right, guys. So we enjoyed this particular session, and we have got a pretty, good understanding about all this Excel and how advanced thing and everything from scratch to advanced. I hope you enjoyed this particular session. So, guys, it's like it's so true that that's how you will get it done. So nothing is so easy. Nothing is so tough. To be very honest, it's you how you exactly you're gonna acquire all those skill set. And yes, it is possible. You don't need to be from a tier one college to get into Microsoft or PayPal. It's just that you have to just acquire the skill set. And we discussed every single thing, right? Moving on to all the people who are still asking me about the course price to become a data analyst to join our job guarantee batch. I'm giving you an exclusive offer to all of you right now for just only 24 hours. For just only 24 hours, the price has dropped to 43%. Whoever has watched can get this job guarantee badge data analyst course of 6.5 months and get a guaranteed job of in between 7.5 to 36 lakh per annum in just 7,100 rupees per month for 12 months, and that is only valid for 24 hours. After 24 hours, it will increase to 7,490. So don't miss it because the normal price is more, which is 12,500. So just because you attended, so you can avail this benefit. Now, moving on, I know everybody is waiting for the winner assignment, this contest result. Yes, the time is here. I have to announce the winner. Too many people have registered. All right. So, yes, to all the people who haven't registered yet, to all the people who haven't filled the form yet, all right. So, I would request all of you to use the link in the chat section, all right, because in 2 minutes, I'm going to share my screen and announce the winner for sure, all right. So I can see a good bunch of people are already filled in. So let me just see my screen and understand how many people have registered. All right. So if you haven't registered, then please go and register because I don't want anybody to miss it. The link is in the chat section. Meanwhile, I'm giving you 2 minutes of time and I'm getting you too many questions about the data analyst job guarantee batch of coding invaders course. What exactly things are involved? So let me tell you that you're gonna get a personal one-on-one mentorship. You're gonna get a career packages. You're gonna get a fast track job search. You get 100% job guarantee and convenient modules. To all the students who are studying with us, you will see the screenshot. They are interacting with industrial experts who are working in Microsoft, Google, and lot big companies. So they are able to get the reality check what exactly is happening over there, and that's how they're preparing themselves. You can see a one-on-one screen as well, where they are directly talking to our mentors and getting their things sorted as per their compatibility. These are the mentors if you will see, and if you will get what you will get apart from the personal mentor, you will get extra practical sessions with the top mentors who are actually directors as a data analyst as in a data domain, sorry, and 7 days a week access in a chat. You will get an unlimited video calls. You will get that's interesting part. Even if you will miss the class, you can have a video call with your mentor, understand everything, and get on the right page. All right. Moving on, if I'll give you more idea, then we have a live sessions too and group webinars as well. If I'll summarize it, you will get a group project, you will get a modules on LMS, that is learning management system. You will get exams, you will get interactive webinars, Q&A session, group projects, career webinars, masterclass from industry expert. So what I am trying to say is you're going to get everything by focusing on all these tools: Google Sheet, SQL, statistics, Power BI, Python, career development. These are the only things required to become a successful data analyst. All the resources are available, things are available, assurance is available, job guarantee is available. Just your consistency and effort is needed. If you are motivated enough, serious enough, consistent enough, you will for sure get it. Because right now, if I'll give you a task, you can just open a Google and search data analyst job. You will find millions of jobs. Now, why it is a millions of job? Because there are no skilled people right now who can crack this job. So competition is comparatively less. So you can upskill yourself and start making money. Trust me, guys. Rather than being into the conventional background, it's better to upskill yourself and stay in the market because you also know, I also know, and everybody know that this is the future because the world is becoming data driven. As simple as that. All right. Now coming to the main part, it's time to announce a winner. Okay. So, question from Anjanul Reddy saying, how much time will it take for getting a job? So for sure, you will be within 6.5 months. We will start scheduling interviews for you, like 10 interviews, 20 interviews. See, I'll ask you one simple question, guys. If I'm saying job guarantee, I'll let me give you a logic behind it, how it is possible. Let's suppose you don't know anything about data analyst, and I'm asking you one question. Okay. So let's suppose if I'll schedule 10 interview calls for you right now. Let's suppose if I schedule 10 company interview calls right now for you. How many interview in the worst case you can crack it? If I'll schedule 10 interviews for you. Let's suppose 10 companies, 10 interview scheduled for you. In the worst case situation, how much you can crack it? Just give me in the chat section answer. Let me see. In the worst case, worst to worst case, out of 10, how many you can crack it? If I'll schedule 10 calls for you. Comment down, guys. What do you think? Sagar is saying correct with no knowledge, none. Perfect. Generally, in your domain, you tell me. Srinivas is saying 1, 5, 2, 3, 1, 2. So people are somehow accepting the fact that at least with self-study only, I can do something and get one if I'll schedule 10 calls. But the challenge is scheduling 10 call is not easy. For that, you need a strong network, right? You need a strong network of HRs who get convinced enough with your portfolio and shortlist you. So as if you have no knowledge, nobody gonna do that. Sankar saying not possible, none. Great, right answer. Now, now I want to ask you if I'll give you all these tools which Neha told us, and you studied everything from scratch to advanced level. You completed 10 real projects, and now you are sufficient enough to debate with Microsoft people, justify your work. And now, if I'll schedule 10 interviews for you, now you tell me how many in the worst case you can crack it. You can just see the chat section. Now, if I'll teach you that all these things in the worst case situation, how many you can crack it, you can let me know in the chat section. If you understood all these things from scratch to advanced level, did all the 1500 assignments, 10 projects, and you are experienced enough now to debate with the employees who are in PayPal, Microsoft, and everything. Now you can see the numbers right now. If you will see the numbers in the chat section, nobody is saying zero because somehow people know that if I will study, I will get it. Now you know what, and I can see the result. People are saying 7, 8, 5, 6. That's amazing. So it is why the job guarantee is possible, because I know that as a company, I have an employee and their job is to schedule interview for you, and we will keep on scheduling interview for you till the time you get it. So in if I'm saying 10, you are ready to you yourself is saying that I'm able to crack 5, 6, 7, 8 interviews. In the worst case, we are discussing about the worst case. In the best case, you will be having multiple offer. So you yourself know better than we cannot know better than about you, right? So you know better. So we've got a pretty good understanding, right? So it's very simple. If you will learn all the skills which is demanded in the market, nobody will stop you. There is no kind of a hype I'm creating. It's very simple logic. If I'll schedule, you will get it as simple as that. Now coming to Priyanka is saying, sir, please wind up feeling hungry. Okay, so sorry. So let's come to the point and announce the winner. So before I announce the winner, I wanted to say one thing, guys. When I started the webinar, around 700 plus, more than 750 plus people were there online. Right now, only 225 people are there. Now, this is the biggest symbol to prove that you are the serious person. And I'm highly thankful that you are serious about your career, that only real people stayed till the end. All the fake people have gone. The people who are serious about their career, who heard all the sessions in that single position, you are hearing me from more than 1 hour and 30 minutes, that's really appreciable. I can assure you that you guys can become a successful person in your life for sure, because if you are so serious, rather than scrolling Instagram, you are watching this webinar, understanding the Excel, understanding every single thing, interacting with me, well, in that case, you are the real person and you will become successful for sure. I'm just giving you a motivation, guys. Why? Because your effort shows. All the 500 people were fake, and this. So, guys, just imagine in the job vacancies are million, and trust me, only few percent of people are skilled enough to crack it. It's the biggest example. All right, so you guys are real, you guys are perfect, you guys are serious people, so you will get it for sure. Now keep the motivation like this. All right, and let me show you who is the winner. All right, perfect. So Let me see how many of you have registered. Um, the numbers are still increasing. Approx 592 people have registered. Let me share my screen. I'm sharing my screen, guys. Hold on. Guys, can you let me know in the chat section that if you guys can see my screen? Just let me know in the chat section if you guys can see my screen. So I can see. Wow, how many people have registered? 592. Let's cross 600, guys, so that we can just close this registration and we can announce the winner directly. All right. How many people? Guys who are feeling lazy, come on, fill it up. Come on, guys. Just touch 600 and let me announce the winner. Simple as that. If you are feeling lazy, let me tell you, in the last webinar, the person who came very late and he entered his detail in the end moment, and luckily he was the winner. So you can be the one. Don't lose hope. All right. So please fill this form and let's cross 600 and get this thing sorted. The numbers are increasing faster, faster, and we are going to touch 600. Hurry up, guys, hurry up. Perfect. So we crossed 600. Now it's time to announce the winner. So what basically I do, how I choose the random person. So basically I choose this particular website. This website helps me to choose a random person. Let me show you. Let's suppose I enter, let's suppose only 1,000 people have participated. So 1,000 people, and I have to choose one winner. So I'll click anywhere, and then I'll click over here. It gives me any random number. All right. Let's suppose I'll give some random digits, 785, and let's see who can be. I'm doing this just so that you should not know that something is fixed or something like that. So every time it's a single number. So you can give me your number. You can tell me that which number I should try, so that I should definitely try that number in the website. So do you want to give me any number where I can try, so that you can also believe that it's true or something? There's nothing mess behind it. Any numbers if you want to suggest, I can put that in website and you can test it. Let's suppose I can do 678 and we can test it. Every time the number is coming different. All right, the number is 333 from Shubhlakshmi Shahu. Okay, 333. Okay, every time it is different. All right, so now let's log the number. How many people have registered? Let me refresh the sheet so that nobody should be missed. So now we can see that how many people? 610 people. So Rabia Mal is the last person who registered. All right, perfect. So I'm locking the number at 610 and I'm going to announce the winner. 610. 610. All right, perfect. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And the winner is number 290, is the person who won this particular contest from a Coding Invaders. We are going to give and enroll him or her in a job guarantee batch of a data analyst for 6.5 months. What will be the perks of job guarantee batch? One-on-one mentorship, career guidance, 100% job guarantee, mentorship with the industrial expert, and continuous and unlimited one-on-one video calls. And the best part is he or she will be getting a job guarantee agreement in written. All right. So whoever will be this person will be able to dream big after 6 months, because he or she is going to get a multiple offer letter in his hand and can decide easily that which one I have to go for if he or she have studied properly. So let's see who is that lucky person and who won this particular contest. 290. So 290, and the winner is 290. So Elbiza, Elbiza Leela at gmail.com is the winner of this particular contest, and she is the winner of this particular contest. Congratulations, Elbiza, that you are the winner. And you're going to get a call from academic counselor, and you're going to get enrolled into a job guarantee batch of this Coding Invaders. So, Elbiza, if you're here, please, right now, just put your comment in the chat section. You can cheer out, shout out loud that you are the winner now. So, Elbiza, you are the winner of this particular contest, and you're going to get enrolled into a job guarantee batch in just after 30 minutes, because in 30 minutes academic counselor is going to give you a call. If you have entered the right number, you'll get a call. If you'll not pick it up, you'll get another call in the morning. So you are the winner. Many congratulations to you. Our team will be reaching out to you very soon, within 30 minutes. All right, guys. So Priyanka is saying that you should choose between 1 to 2. Okay. Ruxar Fatima, are we receiving a certificate? Yes, you guys will be receiving a certificate. I'll tell you how exactly. So you will be getting a certificate too. Gitika is saying that, are we receiving a certificate? Yes, you are going to get a certificate. Let me tell you how exactly. All right. So before I jump on to that particular part, let me tell you to all the people who are still interested in joining the job guarantee batch with Elvisa, the batch where Elvisa in, if you want to join, you can definitely join. How? The price has dropped for 24 hours because you have watched till then, so you are eligible for 43% discount if you enroll yourself within 24 hours, that is before 7 p.m. tomorrow. You can get under the fees of 7,100 rupees per month for 12 months. And if you will enroll after 24 hours, the price will increase to 7,490, and that's it. If you will take more time, the price will be normal, that is 12,500, which will be more expensive. So you have attended, so you can join this job guarantee batch with Elvisa for sure. And the offer is limited and only for you because you have watched till the end. So utilize this opportunity. If you want to reduce the price, that is a monthly payment, you can reduce by choosing different EMI options, which is affordable. So you don't have to pay interest, and we will pay interest for you. That's the benefit of Coding Invaders. If you want to refer somebody and help you out, and if you want to reduce your course price, so I'm attaching a separate unique link of referral. Let's suppose you wanted to enroll and you have some friends who are also interested. You can refer that friend. You will get a 5,000 cashback bonus, and your friend will also get 5,000 discount. If you will refer 2 people, you will get 10,000 rupees cashback, and your both friend will get 5,000 discount. If you refer 10 people, you can get 50,000, and that's how you can reduce the course price to zero. So that's the strategy. 7 months back, the student have done, I guess, he referred 20 people. He made the course price zero, and he helped other, and all of them are successful, and he made the course price zero, and he earned also. So yes, your network is your net worth. The more you will share, the more wise you will become. It's all about helping others and win together. Moving on to all the people who is asking me about the certificate, how you will get the certificate, let me tell you. So take a screenshot of this slide. Okay, number one, take the screenshot. I am dropping a unique link of Facebook and Google on the chat section. Okay, you have to just drop your honest feedback, whatever you felt in the entire webinar, how exactly the webinar was. Just drop your honest feedback in this Google link and the Facebook link, and take a screenshot of it, whatever the review you have given, and just send it to info@codinginvaders.com. We will be sending you the certificate in 1 to 3 days, as simple as that. So all the people who want the certificate, okay, you can get the certificate from Coding Invaders about this masterclass for sure. All right. And how to do it? First of all, take a screenshot so that you should not miss the step. The separate link I have given already in the chat section. You can click on it, enter your feedback, whatever, how exactly the session was, if the session was helpful, you understood the Excel, everything you can write to her. You can take a screenshot and send it to, with your email, you can send it to info@codinginvaders.com, and you will receive the certificate within 1 to 3 days. All right. Perfect. People who are waiting in this session should be getting a certificate, correct? Yes, you will be getting a certificate, and that's the step to get a certificate. All right. Okay, I'm just looking at others' comment. Tuksar Fatima, thank you. Yes, Ashwin, I guess Vinay is not here, but as a as a ethical way, we should definitely do it. Okay, we should definitely choose the person who is actually there, because let's suppose there was the recorded session, it should be justified, right? So perfect. Okay, perfect. Let's move on, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this particular session and you enjoyed this particular masterclass. Thank you all for joining over here. And I hope to see you again in the next webinar. And please take this motivation and the knowledge and apply in your career and get this thing sorted. All right. We'll see you in the next webinar. And meanwhile, all the very best from my side to you. And I'm attaching my Instagram link. If you want to text me, ask me any question or anything, get in touch with me. My Instagram link is there in the chat section. You can reach out to me for any single thing. I would love to help you all. Meanwhile, bye bye. Take care.